Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I'm here with two amazing ladies. They are highly accomplished professionally, as well as they are, so far I know, amazing Sikhs who love the Guru and who love Sikhi. I'm here with Reshma Ji. She is the president of Kaur Foundation. And the Kaur Foundation, we will find out later, it's an amazing organization who's doing so much work to bring Sikhi into mainstream schools so that our children don't have to explain what is on their head and what Sikhi is all about. And then we have amazing Jessi Ji here with me. I have to tell you about Jessi. She's not only an iconic figure in Sikh community, but internationally. She's known all over. She is invited to TED Talk. She is invited to Parliament of World Religions. She is accomplished in so many ways that it's, will take forever to describe her. I got to know Jessi about 30 years ago, a little more than 30 years ago, when I saw her the first time in an IGS camp. My children were going to the camp at that time. And I remember she dressed up all in white and she's standing on the podium and she's so calm and composed and confident and so vibrant. And for the first time I could see that you could be glamorous and you could be an awesome Sikh and you could, live Sikhi. Live Sikhi. So it was just an amazing impression you left it with me back then.
So kind of
when my children were so young. And Jessi, that impression has stayed.
You are too kind.
No, well, such is the truth, So, and for somebody to have an influence after so many times, and we are friends, we're close to each other, you figure out the people in that long a time. And I have to say that I have never stopped marveling at Jessi.
Oh, wow.
Your character, your integrity, and the sheer love of Guru you have.
That part.
Yeah. So we are here today actually for a very amazing occasion. Jessi Ji is a prolific author. She has written books for children. You have written books for adults, and recently she has written this amazing, monumental book. I think not easy to write in making Gurbani so accessible to everybody, whether it's children, whether it's adults, whether it's Sikhs, whether it's non-Sikhs. Anybody who reads this book gets it. The basic concept of Sikhi, and each one of those so empowering and which can change a life. Just
Absolutely.
Each one of them can change a
Gurbani's
life.
transformation.
Yes. So Home of the Beloved. What an incredible resource for the community. And also going back to Kaur Foundation, it's an initiative that's working.
It's an educational initiative that's directed inwards to the community.
Very nice.
As opposed to all the work that we've been doing as Kaur for the mainstream schools.
Yes. And that is so needed. We have to educate the diaspora, the others, but then we also need to teach our children.
Empower ourselves
and know who we are. We can only live what we know, what we understand. Totally. So that's what it is. So we are here to talk to Jessi Ji a little bit more about this amazing book that we have. And I wanted to ask you, there's, I think, about 50 some concepts in there. What inspired you to write this book and these topics in there?
The short answer is my love for Gurbani. As you know, I've been traveling extensively, sharing the message of the Gurus with interfaith organizations as well as the Sikh youth during camps, etc. And wherever I've spoken, I have had this feeling or expressed by the Sanghats, I can call them all over the world, Sikh and non-Sikh, that they are deeply touched by the message of Gurbani and hankering for more, yearning for more. And I wrote this book because as you said so aptly, I wanted Gurbani to be accessible in a way that is hopefully inspiring. So, Home of the Beloved is my effort in that direction. It's Pritam Ka Des, as Bhai Gurdas says, how do you go to the house of the beloved? So, I've taken 50 concepts from Sri Guru Granth Sahib, and they chart the journey of the soul back to the beloved's house. So, it's my deep love for Gurbani and my equally deep desire to share it that prompted the book.
Yes, yes, incredible. And now we were talking earlier too that we all need to understand the message of Sikhi and the Sikhi concepts, but our focus is also the youth.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Talk to us a little bit about how does this book bring the Sikh youth home and also makes them global citizens in that sense? How will they imbibe these concepts?
So, Sikhi is so universal, as you know, right? It's so inclusive. The message of Ikonkar is so enduring, so all-encompassing. And once we know that, we bring down the walls, we live as global citizens, we feel, I want to say, proud of this amazing heritage that we have, and the desire to live it comes once we start walking on the path. I want to say, you listen to Gurbani, you imbibe Gurbani, you start living Gurbani. And the 50 concepts are divided into 3 chapters. So there is the truth as espoused by Guru Nanak Sahib and the following 9 gurus and the sages and the bhaktas from different traditions. Then there is the practice that empowers us, that makes us strong from within. And then there are the stages of consciousness, the elevation to higher consciousness and its various stages that we feel. So that forms the bulk of the book. Like, what is sad? What is Anand? What is Siddha? What is Seva? And then the obstacles we encounter on the journey. And then finally, the ascension to the highest plane, Sachkhand, which is the abode of the beloved. So that's how the book is divided. And the hope is that what is inspirational and aspirational can be owned and lived.
It's so beautiful. You know, each word in Gurbani, it can be so empowering and transformational. Yet, you know, these words, we just read them and we move on, right?
And we keep them under wraps for
yes,
the most part.
We do.
We haven't shared the message of universality,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
So this is my humble, and when I say humble, I mean it, because it's like a stone, a pebble by the side of the ocean, trying to gaze the depth of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt while writing it.
Yeah.
And so each concept, one can take books to describe
yes.
it, but I've tried to keep it very concise
yes.
because people don't have a lot of time.
Yes.
So I've just given glimpses
yes.
with the hope
yeah.
that you have the desire within you inculcated upon getting these little glimpses
yes.
to do deep dives yourself.
Yes. Yeah. And even this writing, so each essay is about 200 words, maybe just about that ballpark, but it explains so succinctly, you know, even to a person like me. For me, Gurbani is, I shouldn't say difficult, because that's not the word we use for Gurbani. We say expensive. You have to put a lot of labor of love. You have to put a lot of time.
Invest in it,
right? To understand it. And I get it. I read the book, and there are so many concepts. You know, it's just you get it. And I am so sure, Reshma ji, that our Sikh youth, who are your focus, your organization's focus, along with Miran ji, who started Kaur Foundation, how are we going to use this book within the realm of Kaur Foundation, its initiative? How does this fulfill the mission of Kaur Foundation, if you would explain to us?
Thank you, Pushpinder ji. I think that this book, Home of the Beloved, is a beautiful encapsulation of the mission of Kaur Foundation. There are two tracks that we try and do. Kaur Foundation's mission is to promote cultural literacy about Sikhs to the rest of the world, to talk about what our values are and how universal they are, and show that there are so many bridges that we can make. We have two tracks in Kaur Foundation. One is what I call within, and one is what I call outside. So, in terms of the outside work, we have created a lot of content over the past 10 years or so. And we have brought to center stage Cultural Safari, which was a beautiful resource for elementary school and middle school kids to learn about Sikhism. And now we're developing another resource through the National Council of Social Studies. So each and every social studies teacher in this country can have access to a powerful series of videos which we call Youth Voices. So Kaur Foundation Youth Voices is about demystifying how it is to grow up in this country as a young Sikh boy or girl, the challenges that you face, the experiences that you have, and how you connect to that wholesome principle of Sikhi, and how do you make your world your oyster. And the second track is really this beautiful initiative. I could not have asked for something better for Kaur Foundation. Home of the Beloved really brings back to our own youth that confidence that the principles that we're living by every day really resonate in everyday life as well. So whether it is about the way the book is presented, 200 words, it's like a pitch. It's like how you're pitching a concept or an idea to the wide audience as well as to the youth. So each and every tenet, each and every principle that's in this book, whether it be about obstacles, whether it be about the journey, whether it be about the fundamental characteristics that a human being should have, the Sikhi that comes out of this book, for every child that is going through a phase of intellectualizing Sikhi, for every child who's facing difficulties about adopting Sikhi, for every child who wants to represent the best of what they have in their heart about Sikhi to the world, I think this book is going to be a beautiful way of unpacking and demystifying the message of Sikhi to that child.
That is the key, unpacking and demystifying. I think very well said. I fully agree with you that, having been an educator myself, Cultural Safari, which actually, the research for Cultural Safari was done with my mainstream teachers in my school. So that was the groundwork we did. So yeah,
Absolutely.
So it is a beautiful way to move it forward, I think. And this book is so versatile. It can be used by Cultural Safari for within. It can be used by Gurdwara schools. It can be a beautiful gift for graduation. It can be part of curriculum. So we have curriculum that we want our students to learn, and we want them to do Journey Lagna, for example. And this book can be a beautiful gift and part of curriculum after Journey Lagna. Now you know how to read Guru Granth Sahib. Let's understand what it says in there. There are so many ideas, so many ways we can use this book.
I'm really hoping that it finds its place in every Sikh home as a beautiful reference book. You can open one page and read it. You can read it sequentially. And I hope it touches a chord in your heart and gives you momentum in terms of getting to know your Guru, the Shabad Guru.
And it's just, if I may show you, it's just the get-up of the book is so beautiful. It feels so good to hold in hand. And the pages are nice and glossy, and it's just, golden and the white. It's so peaceful and beautiful way of presenting.
Thank you. I have to give
amazing
Miran a lot of credit for the design, and to Kaur, who has worked with me for many years. Miran was an incredible editor. I refer to her as my soul sister on this journey. She absolutely insisted that the concepts remain very clear and very concise. And if there was a word that was a bit esoteric, she wanted me to change it so that, as you said, it's accessible.
Yes.
It's accessible to everyone.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
Thank
Jessi.
you.
It's been such a beautiful thing. And I have to thank you from on behalf of this community that you have produced this resource for all of us, for young and old and in between and everybody, whether we speak Punjabi, whether we speak English, whether we speak both.
There's Punjabi, there's quotations
Yes.
from Sikh Granth Sahib on the left-hand side.
Yes, yes.
Sorry, the right-hand side.
Yes.
And then the explanation on the left-hand side.
Yes.
So
yes,
I do
yeah.
hope people buy it and gift it to their Sikh
yeah.
friends and non-Sikh friends.
Yes.
Very often people say, well, is there one book that gives us, that encapsulates the message of the scripture? Well, there it
This
is.
one does.
It,
This one.
to a very large extent,
Yes.
I would say, nothing can be comprehensive
Yes.
and all-inclusive when it comes to Bani because it's an ocean.
Yes.
But this is an attempt.
It is a beautiful attempt, a successful attempt. I
Thank
would
you
say.
so much. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much for creating it. We are indebted to you and grateful.
Indebted to the Guru.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very good.
My Khalsa.
Right.
My good